Aloha, Scott Sylvan Bell coming to you live from the North Shore of Oahu, November 24th, 2016, 7:25 in the morning. Perfect day to talk about sales. So here's the thing. Last night I'm looking in the forums on Facebook and I see this guy get online and he starts complaining. He goes, you know what I hate is when people call and tell me their whole life story and tell me all the problems they had before they bought. And I'm gonna give you a challenge right here, okay? I'm gonna give you a challenge. So instead of taking a look at that and seeing it as something bad, think of how could you make it look good. Now, I'm gonna have to segue for a second here. I took a lot of courses on copywriting, and copywriting is salesmanship in print. And one of the things that happens is they'll tell you is the more pain and problems that somebody can tell you that they're having, the better off you are on prescribing a solution, right? So here's the thing, this guy gets online, I'm upset that I had to listen to this person's problems, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, you are missing out on the perfect opportunity to help that person out on all their pain points. Now, here's another thing, is if you're not taking some notes and using some of that verbiage when dealing with other clients, you are entirely missing out, okay? So if you've ever sat there and said, man, or this person just tells me and they just unloaded all this information on me, instead of looking at it as a bad thing, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe you could take that information and turn it into something that you could use, right? So, who would you rather have? Who would you rather have? The buyer that sits down with you and doesn't want to answer any questions? Okay, that's one. Or the buyer who sits down with you and tells you all of their problems? That's two. All right, now out of those two people, I would take the second person because now I have something to work with. And you know, and I know, that we've sat across from somebody and we're trying to help them and they don't want to get engaged because they know that if they tell us the problems that they're facing, that at some point they're going to get asked for the business, and you're giving them information and giving them ammunition for reasons to sell them, okay? So you have to know that this happens. So if you sit down with somebody and they give you all sorts of information, you are in a much better situation than somebody who doesn't. So, you know, the next time you come across something like that, instead of thinking of it as a negative, figure out a way to flip it around and turn it into a positive. And I will let you know this. I know that I said this in this video, but I want to make sure that you caught it. That you got to take good notes, and if they're using very descriptive words and they're describing their pain, there's other people who are feeling that same exact way. There's other people who have those same exact phrases. And if you script out what you do, which, you know, you should, I script out in bullet points, but when somebody gives me a gem and somebody gives me something, a problem that they're really facing, and they use very descriptive language, like my alarm goes off in my brain and says, I need to capture that information. And I will do whatever I can to get it word for word verbatim, and I'll ask them about it because that gives me the opportunity to turn that into something that I could talk to somebody else who's having the same problem. Because if you can sit there and you can read the mind of the buyer, oh my goodness, OMG, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Does that give you a leg up against other salespeople who are using stale scripts and they don't understand what's going on? So you're gonna wanna capture the exact phrases, the words that the people use. This is a copywriting tip, but copywriting is salesmanship in print. Take it for what you can and know that when somebody comes to you and they give you the information dump and tell you all their problems, that's not a problem. That is gold. It's not a problem on your part. That's gold on your part. You should take that information and do everything that you can with it and write your script. And if you do copywriting, you understand what I'm talking about, right? If you've done any type of copywriting, you're like, oh my goodness, somebody would complain about all their problems and you're gonna sit there and say, I'd rather take somebody who doesn't. Maybe just the wrong way to look at it, okay? Now, if you could do a small favor for me in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that would be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you gotta do, you gotta subscribe. And then last of all, there's one more thing. You can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I'm guessing they're right there, right? They could be anywhere. Why not even LinkedIn? Scott Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.